Hi, James. Thanks for
Hi,
joining me
Jack.
to have a quick discussion about the National Institute and the Power of Plants Festival. And I wondered if, to begin with, you might just want to say a bit about who you are and also what the National Institute is and what it does.
Definitely. So, my name is James Wiltshire. I'm the Chief Executive of the National Institute of Medical Herbalists. We have been the professional body for UK medical herbalists for 158 years now, I think, going since the kind of mid 1800s. And we now have over 1,000 members and students based across the UK and all over the world. And our role is kind of twofold, really. One, to make sure that there are some really amazing herbal practitioners out there doing their thing and helping people to have better health. So that's it looks at the kind of accreditation courses to train our members. So all of our members are qualified at degree level and have an amazing safety and efficacy thing to put forward to their patients. And the second side of what we do is about trying to connect patients and the public and the media with the amazing work that our members do. So that includes kind of looking at events. We have a fantastic Power Plants quarterly magazine, which goes out free to all of our members, but we've got a huge and growing number of subscribers to that. Our festival, which we'll talk about in a second, our Herbal Medicine Conference in the autumn. So we're trying to connect these two amazing groups of brilliant practitioners and people who are looking for a different way to look after theirs and their family's health, bring them together so that the herbal practitioner community continues to thrive.
Great, what a great mission, I suppose. And I'm aware that your background is not herbal medicine. Do you want to
It's
tell
not.
me a bit about how you came to be CEO of the institute?
So my background is not in herbal medicine or herbs or medicine at all. I spent a number of years in corporate management consultancy and decided a little while ago that I wanted to do something that felt a bit more meaningful and where I believed in what I was doing each day. And looked around for a while at various different opportunities, and then came down and met some of the institute's board and talked about the role, and was so taken by the knowledge and the passion of the people I met and the opportunity that was there to put the infrastructure in place to help bring those two groups, the practitioners and the patients, together. It felt like there was a really big opportunity to capitalize on. So I started in late 2018, and obviously the pandemic hit not long after that, which was really tough for us and for our members and for the wider public. But it did, I think, make people think differently about their health and the possibility of being more proactive and feeling empowered to look after their health and not wait for themselves to break. And obviously, since then, there have been the gaining access to frontline healthcare support through the NHS is getting more and more challenging, and I think will continue to get more challenging. So it feels as though there's been a kind of a whole load of things coming together, which just mean that there's never been a better time to be a herbal practitioner. Obviously, it's running a small business at the moment is challenging, but I think the work we're doing to try and raise awareness and connect more people with it, it feels like it's an exciting time to be a practitioner. And certainly, lots of our members are saying that they've never been busier. They're turning patients away. If they could clone themselves and run two clinics, they would. So there's some encouraging stories out there.
Yeah, that's great. And I think most people will know that my background's also not in plant medicine. So we've got kind of some shared history there. But equally, I found it really inspiring and encouraging to be part of an industry which is so determined to make positive difference in our communities and across our nation and around the world. And a community where there's so much kind of learning being done as people are exposed to new herbs and new ways of treating people and new ways of looking at medicine and health in general. It seems like it's a really kind of exciting time to be part of the world of natural health. And
Mhm.
of course, Power Plants, the festival, kicked off last year and was a
Yeah,
great success by all accounts. We were
it
there
was.
as a sponsor, And it was just a fantastic opportunity for us to get to know some of our practitioner customers a bit better, and get to know other people, other suppliers and manufacturers, and other people from the industry. Tell us a bit about what's planned for this year.
Well, so this year is the second year of the festival. So the Institute, had a in-person conference for 156 years leading up to 2020, which was traditionally much more academic and kind of slideshows and lectures inside in a conference centre somewhere. And after the forced abandonment of in-person events for a couple of years, we felt that actually getting together in person should be much more about kind of bringing the community together, sharing knowledge, making new connections, eating some nice food and dancing to silly music, and generally kind of having fun as a herbal community. So last year saw the first festival just outside Henley on Thames. And as you say, you were one of our sponsors for last year, and we're really grateful for you for helping to get the event off the ground. And we're thrilled to have you back this year. This year we are in Stroud in Gloucestershire. So we've got a beautiful kind of 200-year-old country house looking out over a 42-acre estate in the Stroud Valley beneath it. And we'll have some talks, some workshops, some getting your hands dirty sessions, some herb walks. We've got botanical art, medicinal seaweeds, magical herbalism, biodynamic herb growing. So many amazing people from the world of plants just coming to share the amazing power of plants. And that's kind of the principle of the festival, and the magazine that sits alongside it is plants are amazing, and they've got so many fantastic things that they can do. And it's not just about taking a capsule that happens to be made of a plant rather than made in a pharmaceutical factory. The process of understanding where that plant might have grown and what grows alongside it and how the two plants support each other, or the kind of 4,000-year long history of how that plant's been used by different communities in different parts of the world. There's so much going on in the plant world that just felt too good to keep to ourselves. So the point of the festival is about sharing all of the cool stuff that plants do, all of the cool people who work with plants, and just giving people a weekend to get together and have fun and smile and laugh, and hopefully leave with some new friends and some new knowledge.
Great. And it's from the 13th to the 16th of July this
It
year,
is,
I
yeah.
think, and there's still some tickets available. So where can people
There
go
are
if they
so
want to book themselves on?
there are a couple of ways you can come along. We have some rooms in the beautiful house which have unfortunately sold out. So we've got a beautiful glamping village which we set up, which is also sold out. But you can still buy a camping weekend tickets. We've got a lovely campsite on the estate. We're 3 or 4 minutes outside of central Stroud, so there are loads of Airbnbs and hotels in town. And if you're relatively close to Stroud, we're also doing day tickets, so you can come along for either the Friday, the Saturday, or the Sunday. So head to our website and just have a look at the festival page, and all the links to tickets are there. But yeah, it's really nice seeing such a broad range of people. Some people are practitioners, some people coming along as students. We've got quite a lot of people from the local area who are coming along, and just people who have perhaps always had a back of their mind interest in plant medicine and natural medicine, and this feels like a great opportunity for them to come along and find out more about it.
Great. And finally, I just wondered if you could share a bit about where you think the future of herbal medicine lies. What might happen over the next few years. As someone who's been obviously so involved with it for the last few years, and speaking to lots of practitioners, lots of manufacturers, I guess you've got a bit of an insight as to where things are going. I just wondered if you could share a bit of that.
I'll give you my thoughts, with the caveat that I'm sure if you asked 100 other herbalists, you'd get 100 different answers. So I think it's a really exciting time for herbal medicine. I think what we're seeing at the moment is probably a little bit of a blurring of the boundaries between the population that traditionally would have used herbal medicine, and the population that's perhaps 10 years, 5 years ago even wouldn't really have given the thought much time. I think as that line blurs, you'll see a bit of a gap between, or a bit of a closing of a gap between um, herbal practice, so going to see a qualified herbal practitioner with all the expertise to help support you through your current needs, and giving a bespoke herbal prescription to you, and some home care, something you might be able to do from your garden or window box, a product you might buy from a practitioner, without necessarily kind of having the full personalized prescription. So I think we'll see that boundary blurring. So that offers an exciting possibility for patients and for practitioners about how that little gap can be closed. I think we'll see the challenges of accessing healthcare through the NHS and through the infrastructure people are used to will definitely have an impact. There are some areas of real effectiveness gaps where actually a herbal practitioner is far better placed to support someone than a GP might be. And so looking at areas like mental health support, immunity, connecting that gut brain axis, and looking at kind of the gut health and how that connects with mental health as well. Menopause support, I think there's a really growing area where those who are going through the menopause are finding that the support through the GPs a little bit one-dimensional, and perhaps what we're trying to do is to work with GPs to give a greater degree of choice and flexibility around how people might manage that. And I think the third area I pick up for the future is the possibilities that are presented through the work that you're doing and through some of the other suppliers around just giving practitioners far more flexibility about how they provide medicines and how they mix. So whereas historically people might have ordered from a fixed printed catalogue and phoned up to make their order and put a postal order in the check, I think what we're seeing, postal order in the post. What we're seeing now is kind of the producers and the practitioners working far more closely together. I know that you've had instances where you've added stuff to your range after a phone call from a practitioner who said, "I'd love to do this," and you said, "Yeah, we can probably make that happen," and put it in, and then other people have bought into it. So I think that's really exciting, because it means that the expertise of the practitioner and the product are far more closely related, and there's much less of a lag time between practitioners identifying a need and the producers then responding. So I think that offers another opportunity as we seek to try and connect more people with herbal medicine. That's actually, as a herbal community, producers, growers, practitioners, we're far more responsive to what patients need, and that can only be a good thing.
Yeah, I think we've been really determined at Herbal Apothecary to kind of work properly alongside practitioners to actually listen to what they want, to source the medicines that they need for their patients, and to look at new manufacturing techniques. And we've just got a new capsule machine that we're hoping to make available to practitioners, so they can encapsulate more of their powder blends that maybe historically wouldn't have been consumed in that way. But there's this new technology being made available across the sector, which can really help kind of revolutionize the service that people receive from their practitioner, as well as the products that they're consuming.
I think the other thing I'll throw in is kind of the social media side of herbalism. I think as a profession, we were probably slower off the mark than others in capitalizing on connecting to our customers and our patients through social media. I know Herbal Apothecary are really active, and that you're pretty strong on filming and recording and doing bits. And I think we're seeing so much good work from our members in just kind of sharing what a herbalist is through social media. It's one of the big challenges that we recognize we face in growing the patient base, is getting people just to know what a herbalist is and what they do and how they could access them, how they could support them. So it's really exciting to see people using not just pictures, but kind of reels and films, and really showing people this is what a herbalist is. And I think that's really exciting as well. And again, having that transparency that they can see a herbal practitioner talk about what they might do each day. They can then see a video of them perhaps making up a prescription in the consulting space, and then they can go over to your page and see a tour of your warehouse and your production facility. I think that transparency and clarity is really important, because ultimately the story of herbal medicine is so good. We just need more people to hear it. So that feels like a real positive that people are now connected in that way.
Yeah, I think that thing about transparency is absolutely key. One of the things that we're trying to do more of is invite people kind of behind the scenes. And we had a great visit from Lincoln College earlier in the year, but we're also planning an open day in September, where we're inviting anyone who wants to come and have a look around behind the scenes at Nature's Laboratory and see actually how we go about making herbal medicines, have a look in our laboratory and have a look at our HPLC machine and the other bits of kit we've got for analysing herbal medicines, and also walk through our kind of quality system and see the work that goes in behind the scenes to make sure that the things that we produce are of the highest possible quality. So look out on our social media and our mailing list and our website for news about that. And I'm sure the National Institute will also help us distribute some information about that once the date's been finalised. And I guess one last thing
anyone who's at the festival, come along and see Jack and his team on the stand, and you can get a personal invite up there.
Of course, come and grill us. I guess the last thing for anyone who's maybe just thinking about herbal medicine for the first time, where can they go to find out good, reliable information and potentially connect with a medical herbalist near them?
So anyone who is interested and wants to kind of find out more, head to our website. You can either Google the National Institute of Medical Herbalists, or the website is nimh.org.uk. We're on social media at MedHerbalists across all the platforms. On the website, there are kind of two routes that people tend to interact with us. One is, herbal medicine sounds amazing, I want to find out more about it and study it. So there are some pages on the website that kind of highlights some short study courses which are really good, but also the full degree level qualifications so that people can become a practicing herbalist. There's some loads of interesting bits around kind of how herbal medicine works and some free resources there. And then right at the top of the site, there's a find a herbalist page, so you can put in your postcode and it'll find a practitioner close to you. You'll be able to see a little bit about them and links to their website, so you can make contact and book a consultation. I think very, very few people make a first appointment, go and see a herbalist and come out regretting it. Most people go, I wish I'd done this a long, long time ago. So I would encourage anyone to put their postcode in, find someone, and go and do something which could really change their life.
Great. Thanks for that, and thanks for your time. And I look forward to meeting up with you in real life in a couple of weeks' time at the Power of Plants Festival. I'm sure it's going to be a great event. Thanks, James.
That'll be good. Cheers, Jack.